FM26 does many things wrong, and this could be the holiday copium talking, but I think this they got very right. When you play a big match against a team you're supposed to lose against and you do well, you can use that as a springboard, because that is exactly what we did. A 2-0 victory against América de Mineiro, a pair of goals for Gabriel Rosera, and we were off and running after that 1-1 draw against Vitória in the last episode, but we did not stop there. Edson Jose putting one home, a bit of a fortuitous feed, a nice job settling the ball down. He was involved again in a goal scored by Kaio Enrique. We took a 2-1 lead. They did get one back, but 2 wins on the bounce. So we rotated against Ituano. Nice feed through to Rodrigo Haruki, getting a rare start, making it 1-0. Thought the pass was going to Edson Jose. Nope, it was Marcos Antonio. He slotted it home. He picked off a second. Look at that turn. Cool as a cucumber. 3-0 and 3 victories in a row. And that, my friends, means we sit at the top of the table with 8 matches played and a game in hand on Operario Ferroviario, who is currently tied on points with us. We've got a massive 6-pointer. We're taking on Avaí right now. And we're rewarding some of the heroes from the last match with a second consecutive start. Marcos Antonio is going to be at the top, which means Gabriel Rosera will be on the bench again. Zé Carlos, coming back from the injury, has not yet broken back into the starting lineup because Manuel Rodriguez has just been excellent. 1 goal, 4 assists so far on the campaign. Ivanzinho, while he has not added to the offense, he has done an admirable job. Hasn't really left us exposed as our left back. JP is going to come back in. Kaio Enrique is coming back in place of Matteas Conceição. And of course, Vitória is back in. Rodrigo Haruki, even though he did score in the last match, he is basically a fringe player for us now, and we'd be looking to potentially move him on in the next transfer window. Although Série B does have 12 spots available on the bench, so we kind of need the bodies. We had some complacency seep in during that second half against Interbaína. However, hopefully we have shaken that off. We've had a whole week since the last match, so can we make it 4 in a row against the team that, while they are enjoying success this year, hasn't had a ton of success against us so far in this save? I'm hoping that continues. Bit of a cagey affair to start things off. Not a single shot on goal through the first 25 minutes plus of this match. Finally, we got one. Ituano, the only single shot on goal through the first half hour. In fact, not a whole heck of a lot going on here at all. And if this match were to end in a draw, I would be upset simply because of how well we've played historically so far in this save against Avaí. But in the grand scheme of things, they are, on paper, a stronger team. They are a more experienced team, and they have that top flight experience that they're bringing into this match. So far, though, so good, as most of the match momentum has gone our way. Hopefully we can continue that here in the second half. Maybe this is an actual highlight or just 10 seconds. It's an actual highlight. No, it's not. The fact that it ticked over to 12 seconds, that gave me that false sense of hope. But 5-1, your shots on goal in favor of Ituano. So we are going to shout out additional encouragement at our team. Not a lot of standout performances, although Vitória looking pretty good, JP looking pretty good. And the first highlight of the match comes in the 57th minute. Evaldo back post, it drops down. Andre misplayed it. Igor able to clear it temporarily, and it will roll out for a goal kick. So a bit of a scramble in front of the net. Made me a little nervous, but ultimately, Avaí not able to make us pay for our mistakes, and a sloppy decision by Andre. Ball played forward up the near side. Marcos Antonio getting it from Rodriguez. Antonio still with it, shooting, trying to hit the short side, but cannot tuck it past Andre Luis. He will bat that out for a corner kick. So 6-2, your shots on goal. We are enjoying more of the possession. We are enjoying more of the momentum. We are enjoying more of the set piece opportunities. But right now, the highlight is going the way of Avaí. Is our unbeaten streak. We have not lost a match since the first match week of the season, and we are saved once again by the post. Kaio Enrique going, you know what, I've had enough. Yeah, we haven't lost since the first match week. I'd hate for that to happen here on camera. So we really need to step it up a little bit. So once we have the ability to, we are going to demand more from our team, because right now all the highlights we are seeing are going the way of the opposition. Ball put into the box. Canella clears it, not very well, but the resulting shot from range is a pretty bad one. 20 minutes left and some not very solid performances in this one. Kaio Enrique not doing so well, so Matteas Conceição coming in. Gabriel Rosera is motivated to retake his spot. Say Carlos, he's a little nervous, so we'll leave Rodriguez out there. He's actually not having that bad of a match. However, Edson Jose looking a little tragic right now. So Rodrigo Haruki, let's see if he can capitalize on the goal he scored in the last match. Playing in a slightly different role. He was playing in the position that we find Vitores in on the left-hand side of that central midfield pairing. So I'm not sure if his skill set is going to be best put to use where he is right now. Lucas Araujo, another free kick opportunity. This one from a much more dangerous position. 5 men in the wall. It hits off of the post again, and the flag will come up as Zé Marcos is deemed to be offside. Avaí enjoying the run of play here in the second half. They have now taken the lead in shots on goal, but neither team hitting the back of the net. JP throwing it forward. Matteas Conceição is behind the defensive line. He's taken out, but no call. Cleared away. Vitinho, Ivanzinho, Rodrigo Haruki dispossessed by Andre. Looking for Everaldo. He's going to find him. He makes a great first touch to get around Carlau, but the ultimate shot was a pretty weak one. Andre able to deal with it. He will chuck it out. Vitinho winning it back. Igor heading it forward. We have just been absolutely sloppy in this match, but we still have a couple of minutes left to get something done. Canella on the ball up for Igor. He had a lane up the middle, decides not to take it. Haruki, Conceição wide open, charging up that far sideline is JP. JP, edge of the box. Conceição taking it deep, taking it in, taking it home. Matteas Conceição, his first goal in God knows how long. We have dropped him from the starting lineup after his monstrous start. We were bigging him up a couple of episodes ago with his 5 goals in the Sao Paulo State Championship, but he had not scored since until now. And with only 3 minutes remaining on the clock, I am fairly certain that Avaí is not going to be able to get anything done in this match, especially if we are able to hang on to possession the way that we have, and we do. It is 4 wins in a row, a massive, massive victory, which now puts us 3 points clear at the top of Série B. And as I was beginning to prepare for Atlético de Mineiro, thinking maybe we give Matteas Conceição a start to celebrate that goal. Well, that decision has been taken out of our hands. An abdominal strain is going to have him out for 2 to 3 weeks. So we're going to see if both Kaio Enrique and Edson Jose can bounce back from rather weak showings in the last match. Hey, Carlos is going to come back in and get the start at left wing. We're also going to bring Gabriel Rosera back into the starting lineup. Marcos Antonio, decent match, but let's go with the captain and get him back on the pitch. So it's going to be Andre in goal, Ivanzinho, Canella, Carlau, and JP in the back. A midfield 3 of Igor, Edson Jose, and Vitores. J. Carlos, Kaio Enrique, and Gabriel Rosera leading the offense. Meanwhile, Atlético Mineiro making 6 changes ahead of this match at Novelli Junior. They're going to be running a 4-3-3. They come into this one in 7th place on the table. Now, Operation Ferroviario and Vitória are tied with us on points. We still sit top. We have a game in hand, and that is this match. So even if we don't win, I believe we will still occupy the top of the Série B table at the end of this match week. And this has been, so far, an incredible season for Ituano. We are firing on nearly all cylinders. When we have players that don't have great matches, they are not absolute stinkers. We've only lost the one time, and that was by 1 goal against the team that is superior to us in many ways. As we look to move the ball forward, we played just over 7 minutes. Ivan Gino getting deep, even though it's not really his role. Zay Carlos across, Edson Jose. His goal scoring has been absolutely spectacular so far this season. I believe that is his 5th goal of the year in all competitions. He has just been amazing. And Zay Carlos getting his first start in, I believe, 4 or 5 matches, coming up with a massive assist in this one. And we find ourselves with a 1-0 lead, and I'm not sure what's happening there as we go. Oh, kickoff highlight. Okie dokie. So here comes Atletico Mineiro looking to answer back quickly. Gabriel Barros to Isepe. I mean, they're just happy to bandy it about in the midfield, not really making any inroads against our defense. We have been incredibly defensively solid so far this year. Again, I believe we've only once let up more than 1 goal in a match. Ball played through. Riquelme, one of those players who was not involved in the side in their last match, coming back in. He will score, and a minute and change later, we are even at 1. Riquelme, I mean, he just was able to sneak back through, and Carlau just not doing a very good job of tracking back. But hey, guess what? The highlight continues. We are in control now. Ivan Zinho drops it to Canella. Can we answer back and restore our 1-goal lead? Are we going to play the ball along the near side, or are we going to go and try things on the right? We'll find out. How about straight up the middle? Carlau up for Zay Carlos. Well, technically he's on the left side. Vitores, a ball in behind. He's got Gabriel Rosera. 2 men on him. Drops it back. Zay Carlos, Rosera, edge of the box. Ivan Zinho across. Igor, Zay Carlos out wide. JP in space. He takes it deep, circles it back, plays it in the middle, finds Kaio Enrique, and it is 2-1, 3 goals in less than 3 minutes. The 2 players who played pretty poorly in the last match finding the score sheet in this one, and Edson Jose came that close to making it 2 on the night. Ivan Zinho, terrible backheel pass, turning it over. Luckily, the highlight is going to end, and we are not going to have to pay for that mistake from our left back, which he doesn't have a ton of experience. He's still young. He hasn't made too many massive mistakes, so we're going to forgive him for this one. Igor, massive, rising up above everyone off of the corner. An assist for Kaio Enrique to add to the goal he scored earlier. Igor with his first goal of the season. It comes off of a corner kick. It's one of the reasons why I love him so very much. And it's also one of the reasons why that as we move forward, I feel like we're going to be able to part company with Carlau, who has been a very dedicated servant to the club since we joined. It took us a little while to be convinced that he was a guy that we could trust back there, but he has been a mainstay next to Canella for the last 3 seasons or so. It is going to be sad to see him go. He is 30 years old this year, and Igor does have the skill to play along that back line. He definitely has the height. The jumping reach and the heading ability is incredible. Good ball through. Gabriel Rosera with the left foot, putting it past Pedro Cobra, and it is 4-1 Ituano. I mean, look, I'm not going to do anything with Carlau at this point. If we do get an offer we can't refuse when the transfer window opens, then we will potentially listen. The only issue is that would then create a bit of a depth and quality issue at the defensive midfielder position, because Beto just really has not stepped up in the way that I kind of wish he did. What an effort from Igor from range. Not sure why he took the shot, but I'm kind of not mad that he did, because it was a pretty solid effort when all was said and done. Yeah, Beto at 16, I think he just needs a little bit more seasoning, a little bit more development time, because he just really he's not been bad. He just has not stood out in any way, shape, or form. Ball over the top from Ivan Zinho, settled down by Gabriel Rosera along the outside edge of the box. Finds Kaio Enrique. It's off of the post. deer in the headlights from the team. We could not take advantage of the open net, but we do look to recycle it pretty quickly up ahead. Igor to Edson Jose, but we are unable to take advantage. 17-3, your shots on goal. And even though it looked like this might have been a bit tighter, we'll wait to make any changes till after the highlight. We thought it may be a bit tighter when they were able to equalize so quickly off of our initial opener from Edson Jose, but it really has been all Ituano since then. Around the side, JP. Edson Jose, what a ball through. Gabriel Rosera just settles it down and calmly slips it home to take a 5-1 lead. They are going to check this, though, and they're going to award the goal. So now at 5-1, I am very confident in making our changes. So Marcos Antonio is going to come in. We're going to get Bolivar Guzman in on the left wing. Igor has been absolutely amazing. We're going to drop him back, and we will bring Beto in, give him an opportunity. And Ivanzinho will be spelled by Leo Isidoro. He needs a little bit more game time since he came back from his injury. We really have just been riding with Ivanzinho, who has been, again, if not spectacular, very, very solid as our left back this season. I mean, we are cruising to our 5th victory in a row. We are undefeated in our last 9. So at the end of the day, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And the fact that we've been able to rotate guys in and out and still find success has made me feel really good. Antonio in for Guzman. His shot comes back off of the ricochet to Marcos Antonio. His 5th goal of the season. Ituano leading 6-1. And I thought that they were going to put up more of a fight than they have here. Bolivar Guzman not going to be credited with the assist. I'm not sure why. His shot ricocheting off of the defenseman into the path of Marcos Antonio, and Marcos Antonio able to put the biscuit in the basket and get something done. But we will have a kickoff highlight. Ball picked off by Kaio Enrique, cutting it to his left. Edson Jose feeds Marcos Antonio, and this time he cannot get it past the outstretched arm of Pedro Cobro. And it almost was 7-1 there. And Marcos Antonio, coming in off of the bench, almost collected a brace. But there is still a couple of minutes remaining. And honestly, seeing Atlético Mineiro in control in their own end deep like this, I feel like we're going to just get the ball back, and I'm going to be dead wrong. Nice feed over the top. Flag stays down. Alex Jose Finelli makes it 6-2. All right, it was risky because of that lapse in judgment and lapse in concentration with the team. I did berate them. That didn't go over very well, and in the 90th minute, we find Atlético Mineiro in control. This time Canella dealing with the ball over the top, but only getting it as far as Riquelme. Leo in control to Elzo. Andre feeding Isepe. He'll take a shot from range. Andre, what just happened? It's 6-3. Note to self, do not berate the team when leading by 4 goals. You're going to end up giving up another one. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. The only thing that is hurt is my pride and Andre's stat line. Another beautiful victory. 5 wins in a row. The real question is, can we keep it going? And looking at our schedule, I don't see a lot of losses in there. So come on back next time and see how long this streak will go. Let me know in the comments how far you think it is going to be, and we'll see who is right. I'll catch you next time. Till then, my friends, bye-bye.